And welcome back, everybody, to The Dish with Chase and Ben.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Ben. I didn't want to do the same joke as last time.
I'm Chris Angel.
My friend.
I'm Chris the Angel.
Chris the Angel.
Danger.
Danger. I'm
Danger.
Chris Danger.
I'm Chris Dangerfield.
Remember when we
There's
almost...
grease right there on your computer.
It's not a computer, it's an iPad. Remember when we almost got... Remember we almost got to see Chris Angel?
Well, we stayed in his hotel that he
We
owns.
were surrounded
And
by
runs
him and we didn't
personally.
even get to see him.
He was there with us. I felt it.
I have this bump in my tattoo. Do you think I'm going to survive?
It might be some sort of melanoma.
Don't say
I'm not
that.
going to do it.
Yeah,
Put
don't.
it down.
Oh, God. The worst podcast snacks to eat in the world. Apples and
Trying to
peanut
get
butter.
people to calm down. It helps people calm down when you eat apples.
Listening to food noises. Stay. Get away. Get away. I'm going to take your microphone. You're going to lose microphone privileges while you're chewing your fucking food. I'm going to go over. Guys, gals, and everyone in between. We have a new movie that we directed. No, we watched a new movie for this week.
Hidalgo.
Our next our next portion of our Halloween extravaganza, which is 13 Ghosts, a movie that I had seen in my youth and blocked out of my consciousness because it terrified me, and a movie that is a popular selection of your youth.
It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Let me
It's unique.
let me
Unique
read.
New York.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the little summary. Let me get you a summary of the movie 13 Ghosts really quick.
Go for it. I'm gonna eat this apple off
my God.
camera. Not really off camera, but
Off microphone.
Off mic.
You filthy. Okay, so the movie 13 Ghosts. It came out in 2001. Beautiful year for movies. It's a crisp hour and 31 minutes long. Again, favorite thing about horror movies. Nice little synopsis is, when Cyrus Criticos, a very rich collector of unique things, dies, he leaves his house, fortune, and his prized collection of ghosts.
Ghosts.
Ghosts and ghouls.
Ghosts and spirits.
Spirits.
Los Petro.
This movie has some of the best practical effects of its time.
I would say so, yeah. It's pretty legit.
It is so good. I made the point to make a note in my notes saying that while the acting is trash, the effects make up for it.
Tony Shalhoub is in it. It's not that bad.
Tony Shalhoub and Matthew Lillard are in it, but I would not say it's... I would say it is neither of their magnum
For those of you who don't
opus
know,
opus.
Tony Shalhoub is Monk from the show Monk, and Matthew Hillard is...
Lillard
is
the long
Shaggy
lost.
from Scooby-Doo.
Among many other things.
No, I think he's only that.
honestly.
No, he's also in SLC Punk, which is a decent movie that's overrated, and people say it's great. And it's
Drag
not that
her,
great,
sis.
but it's
How will
okay.
she recover? He got blue hair in that movie. Don't he?
I don't remember.
He got fake piercings.
Who cares? You know what I mean?
Honestly. Not I. Said
Punk rock's dead.
Oh. Punk rock died with Green Day. I'll tell you what.
Grenier? With Kanye? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very unique movie. Kind of a little bit more of a backstory. Rich dude, he's collecting these ghosts. He's trying to collect all these ghosts. He ends up dying while collecting one of the ghosts. Matthew Lillard is helping him. Matthew Lillard's character is helping him basically collect these ghosts. And after Homeboy dies, he leaves his house with all of the ghosts trapped inside to his nephew,
Right.
Monk Fruit. What's his name? Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. He dies like in a gross way too, because he has like it's like a piece of sheet metal that just goes whoosh and just goes right into his neck.
Everyone dies.
He's
in a
like
gross
not
way in this movie,
decapitated,
dude.
but it's suggested that he is. I would say
He's nearly headless.
It's holding him together. If you removed the metal panel, he would be headless.
Like,
It's a
just,
good
like,
scene.
Nearly headless.
Every
neck.
single death in this movie is unique in its own way, and it's like legit.
So good.
It's like it's not like overly bloody. It's not like not bloody enough. It's like just right. It's just like everything is perfect with it.
There's not just like red corn syrup pouring out everyone's mouths.
No.
Like it's good.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, we'll get to some more noteworthy deaths in a moment here. But yeah, I remember when I was younger, I used to watch the Sci-Fi Channel to scare myself because I like hated all things horror. I had a really hard time like watching anything that was scary. Like it used to be so bad that if I heard the Halloween theme song, like the do 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 do, I'd have to leave the room.
You would
I'd
just pee your pants.
dude,
like, right
it was
away.
so
It would
bad to the point where like I remember one time, here's a throwback, these bullies that I went to grade school with, we were on a school trip and it was myself, 3 bullies, and 2 of the bullies' mom driving the car, and we were all in this minivan. And one of the kids like, let me plug my MP3 player into the cable that was connected to the tape deck just to show everybody where we were at. And he started playing the Halloween theme, and I started having a panic attack in the car, and the mom told me to calm down. She was like, you need to relax. It's just a song.
I mean, yeah, she's right.
No.
Okay.
So then I had to put my headphones in, and I had
She's
to...
not right.
No,
guys.
she's not right. She encouraged the bullying.
She's like, this kid is real sensitive.
Be that as it may, I was having a hard time. So yeah, I used to have a really hard time with like scary stuff. My glasses are so dirty, and I notice when I look.
They're fogging up because you're getting scared.
My eyes produce a lot of
Condensation.
Gone. I used to be really scared of stuff, so I would like go on the Sci-Fi Channel just to be like, ooh, 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 and like freak myself out. And I remember there's a specific death scene, again, we'll talk about it later, that I watched on TV. It's the only part of this movie that I remember, and it stuck with me. And I was terrified of it for so long. I'm surprised they showed it on Sci-Fi Channel, but it might have been like really late at night one time I was watching it. But
Sci-Fi.
yeah, Sci-Fi Channel. It was number 45.
You're like laid up watching Xena the Warrior Princess, getting like super nervous and scared.
No, it was believe it or not, Fact or Fiction, bro.
Fact or Fiction. Is that with Joe Rogan? No, that was with Fear Factor. That's Fear Factor.
No, believe it or not, Fact or Fiction. That show that we watched.
What's his face of Star Trek? Yeah, I love that.
What's his face of Star Trek lore?
Star Trek lore. Yeah,
Complete
dude, that
fiction.
show is great. Fabricated.
It's made up.
It's false. We made it up.
Have you ever played baseball with your uncle?
Would you spend the night in a graveyard? Yeah, dude. That dude is an OG. That show is great.
I love
that show. Is
that
on
show so
Tubi
much.
for free if anyone wants to watch that show. Fact or
quick,
Fiction.
Quick side note.
Yeah.
Everyone watch it's called, first of all, it's called Believe It or Not, Fact or Fiction. Stop. Everyone knows that that's just a raw potato that you're putting peanut butter on. So would you stop it?
I'm Russian.
Ew, wow. Back to the movie. Yeah, it's great movie, great effects. They go to the house, chaos ensues.
He's got a family. He has some.
He has such a
weird to me.
strange family dynamic.
This is what's weird. Your wife is dead. You have no money, but you have a maid.
Yeah,
You have someone that lives with your kids.
like a live-in caretaker.
She's like
for your
literally
children.
watching and raising your children for you. Yeah.
I just don't know about that. It was very wild. But it's cool because so like Matthew Lillard's character is like a ghost.
He's like,
What would you describe him as?
he has psychic ability.
Yeah, that's good. Put a mouthful of food before
And
you.
he also like, I feel like he's an asset. Okay, so the bad guy is Cyrus.
Yes.
He's an asset to Cyrus because Cyrus needs glasses to see those things, and he can sense them.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard can sense the
So,
ghosts.
like in the beginning of the movie, when he's searching for a certain ghost, like basically Matthew Lillard like senses that he's coming, and then they put the glasses on.
They tell everyone, "Hey, put the
Right.
glasses on. He's coming. He knows that he's
So he's kind of like a median in between,
yeah,
where he can like sense these people and know like where they are, but he can't like physically see them without these glasses.
Yeah.
They have these like special glasses. We'll get into that.
which very 2001, the design of them. But yeah, he's a median
They're
and
practical.
to an extent a medium. Like
Yeah.
he can sense everything. He knows what's going on. It affects him, like physically affects him when the ghosts.
He might
are
be a
near.
drug addict. We're not sure.
I can neither confirm nor deny. But yeah, it's just basically when Tony Shalhoub and his family go to the house. Mind you, it's a mansion made with glass walls, with like incantations carved into the glass all over the place.
And it has like a base that's like essentially like a clock that like moves those panels.
It's gross. It's just a really gross house.
It's an ominous house.
Yeah.
It would be really hard to sell that house.
Yeah. So
would be
that's the
so
thing. He's
hard
just
to
like,
sell
all right,
that house.
I died, have my house, no strings attached. So they go
be
to
like-
look at the house, and then all hell breaks loose.
I'm like, can we like donate it to the city?
Can we donate it to
Can we turn it
science and
into
see
a
how fast we
museum
can
or
blow it
something?
up? Yeah.
It belongs in a museum.
So do you.
Throw them overboard.
Did I
Indiana Jones.
Did I just delete?
You know what was
I
crazy?
thought I deleted this.
Is that Nev and I went to Barnes & Noble the other day, and they have a book that's like a beautiful, like, you know how they have those like really cool books in the front where they're like really
Illuminated?
beautiful?
Yeah.
They had one of those, but it was all the Indiana Jones stories.
Did you buy it?
No. It was like $50.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a huge like book
Dropping
like
a
that. I bought two. I bought two manga though, and I read one of them.
I was
all
gonna say,
yesterday.
you're saying you're not a big. You can see all of your
That's
a
like
quarter of your books in the corner.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Manga.
Back on track.
I like manga a lot. It's nice. It's good stuff. Go ahead. Go ahead. Wake up.
this is messy. This is a messy
let's
episode.
go.
I'd like to personally apologize to Jared for having to hear this. He's very excited about this episode.
He's gonna like this because
I certainly hope so.
He's listening for the apples probably right now.
He's like, oh, I hope Chase is gonna eat immediately into your microphone. That poor soul. Let's get back on track. This movie was such a success that there's actually something new coming about it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Chadwick?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because my barber Derek, he talked to me about this the other like couple months ago or a month ago or something. I talked to you about it, and he
I
was
think I
like,
might have
we
been
were
there.
talking about how cool the movie was, and he was like, yeah, like it would be really cool if they did like a series where like they talked about each individual ghost. And they gave you like a backstory. I was like, yeah, that would be super, super sick. Because you can't remake the movie. That's like it's honestly like
it's good enough where it doesn't need to be remade right now.
You could branch off of it, perhaps.
Yeah.
Like, where are the ghosts now?
Like a continuation like they did with like Candyman, Halloween, everything
you
else
could do
they've
that.
been doing
That'd
recently.
be
They
cool,
could do that.
actually.
That'd be
probably,
really
yeah.
sick.
But that idea for the show is cool. So then, like, I swear to God, it was like 2 or 3 weeks go by. And my
Less than that.
Yeah,
You're
and
so fast.
my FBI agent assigned to me from my phone showed me an
ad.
advertisement, and it was the show that's coming out, and it's
Yeah.
literally exactly what I just said. I think.
Yeah. They're making
I don't
a
remember
show.
what it's on. Did we figure
Probably
that out?
HBO. I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, let's
I
look
don't
it
know
up.
if I'm going to be
It's
able to
going to
look
come
at it.
out though soon, I think, and it looks really interesting. And what I'm worried about, or what I'm curious about, is like, are these like ghosts going to look the same? Are they going to use the same graphics? Are they going to look similar? Like, what's going to be the situation with these ghosts? And I would like to have like an episode a ghost, because I feel like there's like a huge backstory there. Like there could be a lot there for a ghost. Some of them are really like, there's a lot of mystery to a lot of those ghosts, I believe. How's it coming?
I found it. It doesn't say where it's going to be.
What?
It doesn't say where they're going to like put it on.
This is all a lie.
From what we've been told, the project was actually pitched to Sony shortly before the WGA strike began. But again, there can be no forward momentum on those talks at this time. So it's on pause right now.
Everybody's
because of that.
striking.
Everybody loving Anita's. Everybody kissing Anita's. How about that?
We can talk about that.
As we should. Great movie. 10 out of 10. Loved it.
It really is.
Again.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Pretty bad acting. Incredible special effects.
It's
Specifically
worth it.
just costumes.
Yeah, it's worth it.
They do great. So there are these there's 13 ghosts in total, but there's mainly 11 to 12 ghosts that they're kind of interacting with the most. Who would you say is your favorite ghost?
I thought about this a lot, and I would say realistically speaking, because I'm also thinking like as when I watched it as a child the first time, my favorite ghost was the Jackal, which is like this like crazy dude that has like a straitjacket on, and he's super scary looking, and he has like a cage on his face, and it's really disgusting. And he's like very violent. Because like some of those
grossly
ghosts, like
violent.
they're violent-ish, but it seems like some of them are not violent if you don't provoke them. Like that little boy with the arrow in his head.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like someone that would get you unless you were like being like straight up like disrespectful.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like I would say there's probably There's probably like 4 out of the top of my head right now, like off the top of my head, that are like seem to be violent no matter what happened.
Like,
You know what I'm
they are
saying?
just
Like,
looking for somebody
right.
to mess with.
So
I wrote out a little bit of information about each ghost, but
Yeah.
we'll go over the jackal here. The jackal is played by Shane Weiler. Born to a prostitute in 1887, Ryan Kuhn developed a sick appetite for women, attacking and raping strays and prostitutes in the night. Not a nice guy.
disgusting.
Not a nice guy.
No, gross.
Seeking to be cured of his insatiable appetite, Ryan voluntarily committed himself to
Bora Bora.
to Borehamwood Asylum for treatment. But after years of solitary confinement, Ryan went completely insane, scratching on the walls so violently his fingernails were torn completely off. Ugh. In response, the doctors kept him permanently bound in a straitjacket, tying it tighter whenever he acted out, contorting his limbs. After gnawing through his straitjacket to get free, the doctors locked his head in a cage and sealed him away in a cell in the basement. While there, he developed a hatred of humanity, screaming madly and cowering whenever approached by people. When the asylum burst into flames, he chose to stay behind and perish in the fire while everyone else escaped. His ghost carries his torn straitjacket with the torn cubic head cage. It is called a sign of Hell's Winter. He is one of the more aggressive and violent ghosts, attacking and nearly killing Kathy before Kalina saves her.
Tony Shalhoub's daughter, Kathy.
And then Kalina the
Kalina's the maid, I believe.
housekeeper.
Housekeeping.
Wild, terrifying. Really,
Gross.
that's
Super
definitely
gross.
one of the grosser.
We'll be posting a picture of him.
Yeah, that's
You'll
one of
see
the
him.
grosser ghosts.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah, he's like top tier for sure.
Back to the story of when I was a young child, I was really afraid of one of the ghosts named the Angry Princess. This ghost is basically butt ass naked with a bunch of really deep cuts all
they're
throughout her whole body,
disgusting.
like blacked out eyes, and she's just carrying around a knife. Obviously, young child seeing that, pretty fucking terrifying. And the first time you actually see her is in one of like the coolest death scenes in the entire movie. I'm going to give a quick backstory on the Angry Princess really quick, and then I'll talk about that death, which stayed with me until the very end.
Of course.
The Angry Princess was played by Shauna Lawyer. Dana Newman was a beautiful but abused lady who lived in the late 20th century. Me too. Yeah. She had plastic surgeries to alter her perceived flaws, and after a botched experiment that mutilated her eye, she brutally killed herself in a bathtub at the clinic. Her ghost is bloody, naked, and carries the same knife she used to commit suicide. So she is just terrifying.
Yeah.
Caca looking,
It's
real
disturbing.
gross.
It's
very
disturbing.
disturbing.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
The first time you see her in the movie, there is this scene where the lawyer that is basically giving the house to Tony Shalhoub's character, he's like walking around. He's got the glasses on where he can see the ghosts.
He knows about it, yeah.
Yeah, he knows it's a wild place. He sees this ghost, and he's like being gross and being weird about the fact that she's
He's like,
naked.
nice boobies.
Yeah, he's just,
Bah.
"Bah, I'm
Yeah,
a
he's being
lawyer."
gross as hell. Yeah.
And she kind of
She's got
just
a knife. I mean,
yeah,
like,
she
what
has
do
a
you-
knife.
yeah.
She just starts like
It's like-
walking towards him, and he starts like slowly backing up, and out of nowhere, this glass door closes on him and bisects him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be longitudinally or laterally, but basically
Cuts him in half long ways.
hamburger style.
Yeah, just cuts him in half.
Cuts him
from
in
head
half,
to
and he
toe.
kind of sits there for a second, and you're like, did that just actually happen? And his front half just kind of slides to the left.
It's great.
We might not be able to post that picture on Instagram,
No,
but it's pretty
probably not.
wild.
It's
I
cool.
might post it on one of our stories, but
It's cool,
like,
and it looks as real as you would think it could.
dude,
look.
so real.
Like, it looks really good. And I remember when I was young, when I watched that one, I remember when it closed, I thought it like caught the back of his suit.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, now
And
you
I was
can't
like,
move.
yeah,
She's gonna
I
come
was
get
gonna
you.
say it, but then I was like, oh no, he's totally messed up. Yeah.
His kappa is detated.
Dude, it looks so good.
It's so good.
Yeah,
you get
it's
to
so
see
good.
his insides.
It's
and
good,
stuff.
and that's like such a good intro death.
Yeah.
It's such a light way
It
to
is.
get it in there, and it was like, okay, yeah, this is like, yeah, she got her revenge on him. That guy was gross.
Yeah, he was gross.
Disgusting. He'd be canceled now.
Oh, I
Harassing
certainly
ghosts?
hope so.
Huh?
A female presenting ghost?
Yeah.
Possibly a... never mind. Why is the jackal so scary to you? Why is... maybe not scary, but why is the jackal, like, kind of...
He is scary to me, but
Yeah.
I think that the scary thing to me about him is, like, as silly as that sounds, is like, I think he's like the fact that he's already mentally unstable and unpredictable. And on top of that, like, the only predictable thing about him is that he's going to be violent, most likely.
Yeah.
And I think also with, I would say with, like, I struggled with that because, like, my favorite ghost is between him and the Juggernaut. And I would say the same thing about the Juggernaut that scares me the most about the Juggernaut and him is that, like, and most, like, iconic horror characters is, like, they can't be bargained with in any way. Like, you don't have anything that they need or want.
You can't talk
like
your
they
way
don't.
out of it.
Yeah, then they're gonna overpower you, like, for sure. So like
Yeah.
if you don't, like, create any distance, and sometimes it's impossible to in these scenarios, like, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you could do, and it's just gonna you're just gonna have to, like, let
Dude.
it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
can
Like,
either
so-
get away
Yeah.
or you're done. Like,
So
this is what
that
has
is
to happen.
why I think it's gross, because, like, he definitely can't be bargained with in any way. You
No
know what
way,
I'm
no
saying?
how.
Like, there's no, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough
So,
one, for sure.
That's what I would say.
I feel you.
Yeah. And of course, like, the obvious, like, he's terrifying looking.
Yeah,
He looks
it
gross.
is pretty wild.
Like, yeah, he's
wild,
gross. You
wild.
thought he was a woman.
I did. I did. I don't know why. I always thought the jackal was a woman. I don't really get it. So, I mean, not only did I, like, was I just really afraid of the, what's her name? Scrape up naked bit. I'm not going to say that. That's rude. Angry Princess. The Angry Princess. I was always afraid of the Angry Princess because I saw her on TV when I was a child and I was terrified of everything. But, like, kind of the opposite of what you said about the jackal, where, like, the only predictable part about him is that he is going to be violent. With the Angry Princess, and very similar to, like, Michael Myers and any of these, like, really kind of just, like, quiet,
Ominous
calm,
characters. Yeah.
ominous, like, I'm here now and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
That is so scary to me.
Sure.
The two things that are really, really scary to me in my eyes when I was a child and right now is just, like, that ominous, like foreboding, almost like the just, I'm here. I'm going to hurt you and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't get away. This is happening right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's worse, not talking or just, like, screaming out of nowhere. Like, when I was a kid, this is just going back to how wild I was as a child and how scared I was of everything.
Wow.
When I was a kid, I would used to, like, lay in bed and I'd be like, man, how scary would it be if, like, someone just, like, came up and was like, bah! And, like, that just used to scare the shit out of me. I don't know. Dude, my imagination was really, really cool until it wasn't really, really cool. And it just got really bad really fast because I would just imagine all these horrific scenarios.
I think we were, like, exposed to that kind of stuff very early, so I don't think it bothered us too much.
Yeah.
Both of my parents, I think, were pretty. My dad is super into horror, and my mom was pretty into it at the time too. So I would see, like, we got our toes dipped in, you know, with, like, like the Leprechaun and the Puppet Master, like, things like that. You know what I mean?
My dad watched Amityville Horror. I think he went and saw Amityville Horror with his brother and his sister at one point in time. It scared the dickens out of his sister. Scared him too, but
It's a good movie.
Aunt Sue.
Auntie?
I just told you that story. I was in Amityville, New York on the anniversary of the Amityville murders, and I saw the house where it happened. It looks exactly like the movies, and it was terrifying. And then,
that would be terrifying.
and then my friend in high school, Danny Zawada, scared me in the middle of the night. Because it's like, what, 3:15 when, like, all hell breaks loose? 3:15 rolls around. We're all sleeping together in a nursery in a church because we're on band tour. And he wakes up out of nowhere and just starts, like, screaming and, like, shaking me in my sleeping bag. And I'm, like, pissing my pants. It was so bad. And then he's like, haha, it was just a joke.
And then you were like,
And then I was like, cool, I'm not sleeping for a week, you dick.
You peed the whole bed.
Yeah, and I was in a sleeping bag. It was wood at sight. It stayed in there. It was a wood.
It just like sloshed around in there with you.
Okay, how much piss do you think 16-year-old me could muster?
Scared 14-year-old you? 14 gallons. They'd be like, have you drank on water in the last 15 days? Like, this shit burns my legs, and I'm just stepping on it. I ain't got any wounds on my legs.
It was dark brown.
Yeah, it was burning my legs.
Okay, enough about me peeing.
Pee, pee, pee.
Pee. Oh my God. But yeah, scary stuff. Yeah, my parents weren't really into like horror movies. My dad was just a comedy kind of guy, and my mom really likes sci-fi. She still really loves sci-fi.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw the movie The Creator, and it was incredible. Go see that movie, everybody.
Really good.
Oh, it's so good. I want to go see it with you. Let's go on Sunday.
For some reason, I thought Idris Elba was in that movie, but
No, it's the guy from.
It's Denzel Washington's son.
I don't believe so, but you could be completely right about that.
Diesel. I wish it was Denzel Washington.
John David Washington.
I wish it was Denzel Washington instead.
That would be sick.
Maybe
what else was he in? Was he in Tenet?
I don't know.
No, that's Yahya Abdul-Mateen, maybe? Nope, it was him. Yahya Abdul-Mateen was in Candyman. Yeah, he's in Black Klansman. He's in Amsterdam. He's in a lot of movies. Yeah, dude, it's such a good movie.
I think he's a good actor for sure.
He's an incredible actor. He does a great job in this movie, too. It's so good. So good.
Anyways.
How about you ask me the next question, Chadwick?
Let's see what's going on here. Let's take a quick peek here. The first? Oh.
Because I already kind of did the third question, so. Pop off this.
Okay. So if you had like a crazy eccentric uncle and you kind of knew he was like kind of, you know.
Crazy and eccentric.
Little loco. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You didn't know the
Bella.
extent.
Where the hell have you been, Loco?
Loca.
Your favorite movies, for sure. You're a twihard, dude.
I don't know what that means. So I don't want to.
Ha ha ha! You are.
If you had an uncle like that and he bequeathed you a house like that, would you take the house? What would you do with the house? What exactly? And would you go? You'd probably go and see it.
I'd be so pumped. I'd be like, "Yeah, I got a free house, y'all."
It's a mansion too.
It's a mansion. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I'd be pumped.
It's sterile, so
I would drive up. I would see that house, and I would say, "Mr. Lawyer-man, how immediately can we put this on the market and get me some cash for this? Because I am not going in there."
You wouldn't go inside?
Absolutely not.
You don't know what's happening in the house, though. So if it was like you're just a normal
It's creepy.
person.
And you think I would do well in a house made of glass?
I wouldn't either. That's why I wouldn't.
Yeah, dude. I'm totally good.
I like to have like my privacy.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, how quick can we liquidate this asset?
The panels move, so I guess you could if you figured it out.
I didn't know that just driving up in the parking lot.
Porking lot.
No, dude, I'd be so not about that. I want my privacy. Also, I would just buy a better house than that with the money I get from selling that.
I would buy a houseboat.
And then live on the seven seas?
Live on it for like the rest of my life. Are we having a hard time keeping you awake here?
I'm real tired. I'm really tired. I worked today. What'd you do today?
Jeez.
Sat around frying spam.
I went to the gym today. Thank you very much.
I went to the gym too. The gym of Hard Knocks. Yeah.
So
I would sell
you
that
would
house
just
immediately.
sell it.
I would sell it sight unseen. I'd say go in there, categorize everything, give me anything that looks cool, give me all the samurai weapons that are in there randomly.
Why wouldn't you? Okay, wouldn't I? Would almost in my head though, like the potential to rent that out as an Airbnb. I mean, I'd be like, they're real ghosts. $5,000 a night if you survive.
I mean, nowadays probably, yeah.
You have to pay up front.
Do you know how much? Yeah, you know how big of a waiver you'd have to make people sign for that.
That's not a big deal. We could afford a lawyer with that kind of money.
What?
You know, that's what
we need. A lawyer before we get the money. Yeah, no. Also, I wouldn't go see the house in the middle of the night. They literally go at night to go look at it.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's nighttime.
Oh, it totally is nighttime. Yeah, that's
they like find out about it in the morning, immediately drive all day.
They're poor as hell. They're like, let's go get it. Let's go see it right now. It's a mansion. Let's go now. Can somebody drive us there?
I think the lawyer drives them there.
Probably. Yeah.
Poor people.
Yeah, that's like a shifty thing. Like it seems like a little bit suspicious to me. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have.
I don't trust anyone in my house.
And also too, like from what it sounds like, they don't even like know each other. Why would he give you that house?
Seriously, who am I to you?
Like, and yeah, you are kind of like a loser. Like, not like, but he is like Tony Shalhoub. Like, he's like a widower, and like he doesn't.
Tony Shalhoub's character, not Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, obviously.
Love
Shalhoub,
Tony Shalhoub.
Monk is a great show, and Korn is in Monk. So
Did you see Korn is doing a full Adidas line?
It's Korn. Yeah, when I first saw that thing, I sent it to Casey, I think.
I sent it to you immediately.
And I'm not going to buy any of it because I don't like Adidas clothing, but you might. But you don't like Korn because you're not cool enough for that kind of situation.
I'm definitely not cool enough for Korn. Getting back on track though, my God, this episode. Okay, so let's say for argument's sake, you take the house. You're in the house, you're looking around, you just want to like see what's going on here. Matthew Lillard's character runs up and he's like, "Hey,
I see ghosts.
Your uncle's insane, and he trapped 13 ghosts in this building."
He also owes
just to
me
let you know.
$350,000.
Yeah, he owes him a lot of money.
Yeah, he does.
What'd you do with that?
Honestly, in real life, I would probably think he was nuts at first, and
Yeah.
I'd probably be weirded out by him. Oh, I'm sorry. I was probably... I'd be a little weirded out by him, I would say, realistically speaking. As the house unfolded, I would definitely start believing him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he is like, you should just leave your kid in the basement. I might leave my child in the basement.
Dang. What if Tato was in the basement?
Well, first of all, Bobby is a dork.
He has a door.
He has no business being in the basement. He was
He's
told
riding a
not to
Razor
be in
scooter
there.
around
Yeah,
there,
and
yeah.
it's like, you know what, dude? No, you're riding a Razor scooter in a fucking $5.2 million house. Are you kidding me?
You're out. It's made of glass.
The floor is glass. You're gonna use those crappy ass Toys R Us plastic grade tires. Toys R Us is coming back hard, guys. By the way.
Oh my God. Let's stay focused.
But I don't see him, and he's got that dumb recorder thing on. It's just like, you're just not like, there's no.
He's wild.
Yeah, I
He's
think,
wild
and then
now.
he's like, "Stay here, don't go anywhere," and everyone's like, and just leaves. And then that girl goes in the bathroom, that weird ass bathroom that's like just made of glass.
Yeah,
You
it's
see
all
her whole
glass.
naked body, like no matter
Yeah.
what. It's disgusting. She lives with her family, for Christ's sake.
That's my thing.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I'd never.
Like, what is your uncle? Is he like a deviant? What is his
Probably.
deal?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard comes up to
Lillard.
me and says, "Hey, your uncle's a bad guy." I'd be like, "How about this? He owes you a lot of money. You can take this house. We'll call this even. How about that?" And I'd get out of there.
He
I'd
would
be
not
like,
take that house.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. That's up to him now.
Would you? Yeah. Okay. Cool. The ghosts that are in the house, like if he came in and you believed him finally, and you were
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, there's ghosts in here, and then you left the house, would you just leave all those? Like, you would just burn the bitch down with the ghosts, and then, or you would like
Fire
you
can't
would
burn no
let
ghost
him.
down.
You would be like, go free. No.
You know me. I am a
A philanthropist.
philanthropist. I'd let them out.
I would let them out if I could, but if there was no time. I mean, like, they're just doomed.
No time.
They're just doomed
No
to
time.
be. They're doomed to be in Catholic purgatory. That's what they're
That's the only purgatory. There is no purgatory outside of Catholicism.
There's a small Sharpay right here. He's right here.
Off
He's a
screen.
little baby.
Off screen.
He's a little piglet man.
He is a little piglet man. Ooh, we're getting overexposed. You see how we're so bright?
I like it.
It was too bright. You're looking into the sun. Yeah, it's wild.
It
It's
is.
wild.
It is, and honestly, like, that type of house is not practical to live in any way, shape, or
Not at
form.
all.
Like, it's not like a like it looks like it would literally be freezing in there.
Oh, there's no warmth.
There's
in
no
that house at all.
insulation.
No.
There's no.
Ew! Imagine in the middle of summer, it's all like
It's like a turtle tank.
condensation. Yeah, dude.
It's like a Tortuga tank.
Ugh, so
It'd be
bad.
like a little terrarium that eventually would just have
flies.
one droplet of water would just grow like a rainforest in the corner of his office.
It'd be so bad.
He does have those sick ass samurai swords though. And stuff.
That's the thing. Give me all the samurai stuff, and then I'm out. I'm good to go.
Beep.
I'm good. Golly gee.
Golly gee, indeed. Circling back, the ghost. Did you? I thought when we talked, you were talking about the hammer and how you didn't like the hammer.
I think the hammer is the juggernaut because
Hammer
I
is
see
the
the
dude with the
Hammer.
the spikes
I
in
know.
his
So there's a
body.
ghost called the Hammer. He has a bunch of like railroad spikes in him, and he's just a gnarly looking
gross.
big
He's
dude.
Super gross.
And then like every time we talk about this movie, Chase is like, "Oh yeah, the Juggernaut. He's unstoppable. He's like crazy.
He's
just a
huge.
tall, skinny white man.
He's how tall is he? 6'9". He's
think so.
huge. Yeah, he's a giant dude.
He's 3 inches taller than me,
That's
which is
really
saying something.
freaking tall.
That
yeah.
is saying something. But yeah, no, I don't think he's that scary. Honestly, I
Oh.
think what's his name, the Hammer.
Hammer.
The Hammer's way scarier.
The Hammer's a road worker and like
Railroad
has
worker.
like all the spikes in him, and it's disgusting. It's like he's jacked. He's just like a giant dude, but he doesn't speak at all. Of course, he just does.
Yeah,
pulls
it's just so
and
gross.
he pulls it out of his
yeah,
chest.
he pulls a giant spike out of his chest.
Yeah, dude,
Ugh.
it's gross. Him, it's like the Juggernaut. It's him, the Jackal, the Torn Prince. He's violent. The dude with the baseball bat.
Oh yeah,
Danny Zuko dies.
the ghost of Danny Zuko. How about this?
It is the ghost of Danny Zuko.
How about this? Who's your least favorite ghost?
My least favorite ghost is probably. I have a tie for that, honestly, and for different reasons. The first one is obviously going to be that gross baby guy,
The Great Boy.
the great boy. He's an
I think that's
adult
his
baby,
name.
and he's got like a diaper on. He's huge, and
Oh,
he has
he's
like
so
puke
vile.
and shit all over him. Like he's gross.
The Great Child.
Yeah, and the
dire mother.
Dire mother. His mother's tiny, and she like feeds him, bleh, and it's gross. He is my least favorite because he is vile in every way.
Same. It is so gross. It's so off-putting.
My other least favorite, because no one ever like remembers, is that witch that's like being hanged.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, 'cause she's just like
What's her name?
underwhelming. Like it's just like, okay. And she doesn't do shit. She doesn't do anything. It like
the bound woman.
yeah, she doesn't do anything. She doesn't hurt anybody. She doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's super annoying. It's super weird. It's kind of like that one dude, the torso. The torso is cool.
I was gonna say,
But,
shouts
like-
out to the torso.
But, like,
no,
what can the torso do to you? I would just bunt it.
monkey crawl
I
over
would
to
punt
you.
it. Like, just blast.
That's
him.
rude.
Well, you know,
Yeah. well,
he's trying to be violent. I'm gonna punch him in the sternum with my.
It says in the notes that he's a more neutral spirit.
He is more neutral for
What's
sure.
he doing? He's just walking around.
That
on
makes
his hand.
sense, I guess. The guy that is the actor for that, he doesn't have legs though. That wasn't like CGI.
He
or
got a
anything.
legs amputated. Dad.
He actually had his legs amputated for that role.
No, not at all.
He's
Do not say
dedicated.
that.
His name's Christian Bale.
I was gonna say Christian Bale, Jared Leto.
Christian.
You have all night to question me.
Question.
You know, I think that about sums it up. I'd say.
That movie is great. It's good to own. It's good to watch. You know, I think that like people. I feel like there's not any movie like that movie.
no.
Yeah,
it's a
there's-
very unique concept. It's very just like
It could be. Is it a book or anything? I don't know if it is. I don't think it is, but it
don't
could
think
be.
so. I
And it
didn't
would
see
be
anything
sweet,
about it being
honestly,
a
if it
book.
was a book. Because if they had a book, they would elaborate on the ghosts and stuff.
they
I
could
feel
get
like,
more
but
into the.
It'd be sweet if there's a
background.
graphic novel. That would be super sweet.
Let's go to IMDb and see.
IMDb
Trivia.
trivia.
Get out of here. I don't know. We'd have to look.
What do
into
you
it.
think about that house makes it like super scary to you?
Just the fact that
Like, if you were to pull up at this house and you were like you're like looking at the house at
Yeah.
night,
yeah.
what would be like? Why would you be like, ooh, I don't know about this?
It's just the fact that it's huge, made of glass, and like all throughout the house, every wall has like incantations written in a different language on all the walls.
Sure.
It's just so gross. It's just so off-putting, and it's so like. I think it's the contrast of like it's in the middle of the woods, and then it's this giant, like brand new, sterile, modern house. Like it's just nasty. I just,
So it's like no, it doesn't to you. It's like out of place.
it's not of this earth. It's
Sure.
just so off-putting that
Okay.
way. What about you?
From an outside perspective, if I'm just looking at the outside of the house, I think it's like, yeah, the coldness of the house. It doesn't have any character. As I went into the house, though, because this is something I wanted to say too, the house like has basically like, because we had talked about the Event Horizon already in the past
Yeah.
episodes, it kind of has a core. Like this, the house kind of has this like clock-like gear system.
Yeah.
Which that's what makes the house ominous to me. Is it almost as like the house has a mind of its own.
True.
It's controlling itself. Like
It's
there's
closing
no,
doors, opening doors,
like,
cutting people off.
but there's
yeah.
like a deliberate like rhyme and reason to it. But like there's nothing you can do about it. You don't know anything about this, so you can't even like turn it off. You don't know how to turn it off. So like, and if you don't know what would happen if you turned it off either, right? So like, it could be really bad to turn it off too. So like, the idea that the house like has locked you in it and it has like a plan, but it's a house, that's gross.
Yeah.
You know, because it's almost like the house is haunted, but it's not haunted. The house itself is not haunted. Like there are ghosts that are like imprisoned in this house, but this house still has like a mind of its own.
Yeah, the house is a character basically
Right.
at this
It's
point.
wild.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. Like the way that they make that core of the it's classical. It looks like a clock. It has those like really cool like gears that flip up that are white and pretty. Like they have the numbers like etched into them. Like it's really like, it looks like this house has a purpose. Like it's
Definitely.
like I think it's like something I read today actually was like, you know, they said on the lines of like sometimes like even though you don't know what something means, you know that it means something.
Yeah.
That's like how I would, you know what I mean? Like it's like you don't know what this is, but you know it's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different thing. That's what the core of the house looks like to me.
For sure.
So that's why I feel like it looks ominous, which it's just metal. You know what I mean? It's just screws and bolts and gears.
Yeah.
But it does that to you because it's like, ooh, is this like bolts and gears or is this like a heart and a brain?
Is this something
You know what I
else?
mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Again, otherworldly. It's not supposed to be there. And
it's
just
interesting.
Like, ugh, where'd you come from?
It's
dude?
gross. Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a disgusting thing.
I'd say so.
But there's so many ghosts to choose from, and there's this really cool book that like they bring out, and it like has all the backstory of the ghosts, and has like a cool little like sketch in them and stuff like that too. And I think that's really worth looking into if you haven't seen the movie or have looked at the movie but forgot about that part. I would look into that too to see those ghosts. They're really cool. A lot of them are like very
old-timey drawings. Yeah.
They all feel kind of cool, and some of them feel like Deadly Sin-ish ghosts. Like they feel like they're kind of like rough around the edges. There's a lot like that's going on with them. It's interesting for sure. And it's like I said, some of the, I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but like some of the ghosts are not violent. Some of them are like really, like you were saying, neutral, or some of them are probably not even neutral. I'd say some of them are good.
Yeah.
So like it's interesting that there's like a variety that you see, but the ones that really stand out to me, of course, are the scary negative ones because those are like I mean, it was a horror movie, so I mean, it's, you know,
It sticks with you for generations.
But they couldn't have done a better job at that time. I don't think so. Yeah, I just don't think so.
I would argue to say they still couldn't do it.
You could if you remade it or you made something like that, it would either be like as good as that or it wouldn't be as good. It could not be better, I don't think. It could either be as good, but I don't know if it could be as good.
I don't know if it could get that close. They could
I don't
try,
know.
But
I don't think so. And I think the other thing is, because I always try to consider this too, like the time period, it can't be as good because there's not that sense of awe like there used to be.
True.
So like when like those people saw it, or when you saw it for the first time, you still had a sense of awe for like,
oh yeah,
I've never seen anything like that.
No.
So like, so there you already have that. Whereas now I feel like people would be like, nah, they could do better. And it's like, at the time though, it was like, holy shit,
like,
this is
it.
And I feel like it holds up. So it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I love when movies hold up, dude.
Ugh.
It's the best. Timeless. Just like that.
Timeless and gross.
Gross. Do you want to add anything to this movie, Mr. Ben?
I think we damn well covered it. Great movie, 10 out of 10.
I'm looking forward to the next movie that we're going to be watching too.
What is that movie that we're watching
It's going to be
next?
called Dark Skies.
Dark
I'm not going to say a thing
Skies.
about it. Don't look it up. If you're going to watch it, if I had a suggestion, I would say to not look into it at all. I would just go and watch it.
Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah, it's on AMC Plus, I guess. I don't know
have that.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
Never, ever
But,
have I had that. I've had every streaming service but that.
I will say, too, though, because let me check, though. I did look on Amazon earlier today on just, like, on their app, you know.
I'm sure you could rent it on a lot of things.
Yeah, and I do. Honestly, I mean, Ben has never seen this movie. I have.
I'm so excited.
So, that being said, I would say it's worth buying, personally. But I mean,
Buying it sight unseen?
yeah, like you can get it on Amazon for literally $10. So I mean, free shipping. So I mean,
Let's see how much
it's worth
on
it
Apple
to buy
TV.
it. But $4,000 on Apple TV.
It just might. Let's see. Dark
I don't remember what year that movie came out though, because it's relatively new. It's not. It's like old new. Yeah, 2000. It came out in 2013. That was 10 years ago. Everybody.
This is so
Oh my
weird.
God.
You can't buy it on Apple TV. You can only rent it. It's $4 to rent it.
Oh, it's $4 to rent it on Apple TV, but it is worth it to own it, I think, personally. But
yeah. I'm excited to see it. I'm
it's
excited
good.
to witness
It's
it.
interesting. It's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so look into that. It's called Dark Skies. Came out in 2013. It's a good movie.
Heck yeah.
Worth a watch. There's gonna be a lot of good talks with this one. But yeah, 13 Ghosts. Check it out. It's a wild movie. It's totally worth a watch. It's worth it to own it for sure.
13 Ghosts for sure. It's like a very classic Halloween movie
It's great
for sure.
It's a great movie.
This is one of the movies we picked for this month that like we knew a lot of people were going to have seen it already.
Yeah.
And it's a great one.
It's a great movie.
It is. Before we wrap this up, we have to have a special shout out to one of our nearest and dearest fans of the pod, Allie Punk. Been with us since the beginning.
Ride or die.
It is Allie's birthday today as we speak in this, the first day this is out, Monday.
Our Lord, the 9th of October.
In the year of our Lord. We all just wanted to extend the happiest of birthdays to
Happy
Allie.
birthday, Allie.
You're a 1 in a million rat king.
I've worked with better, but not many. Thank you.
I haven't. You're the best. Damn,
I've
Chase.
been doing it a lot longer.
a lot longer.
Cash and checks. Yes.
Yada,
actually.
yada, yada, yada,
Yes.
yada, yada, yada.
Oh, happy
We get
birthday. I hope you enjoy the cheesecake that Ben bought and made for you by hand.
It's going to get delivered soon. Shit, no.
Carlos says happy birthday too. He's taking a nappy and he's dreaming big right now.
He's so excited for Allie's birthday.
He's dreaming about dark skies. Dark skies.
Ooh. All right.
It's about a big storm
Are we all set?
called Twister.
Are we all set?
Yes.
Ew, Twister.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Pal.
Thanks for listening, and we'll talk soon.
Clapper. Oh my god. This is going to be what's greeting me tomorrow when I edit this.
AMSR.
AMSR.
ARMSN.
ARMSNBC.